Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Passion Project, a weekly podcast brought to you by the WHS Tech Group. I'm one of your hosts, Derek, and I'm joined by Guru.
Hello.
This is a weekly podcast where we can bring in a guest so they can talk about a particular topic they're very passionate about. It can be literally anything. Birds, eyebrow collecting, UFO searching, collecting oil paintings of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This week, our guests are Gabby and Carl.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, and so what are you guys coming here to talk to us about?
We're here to talk about volleyball.
Nice. So you're both on the volleyball team at the high school.
Yes,
well,
we are.
I was Guru.
She's
I'm not
washed up.
anymore.
Are you still gonna be? Play volleyball in college and stuff?
We'll see how it goes.
I think she will. She will. She's good enough.
Are you gonna do it, Carl?
In college, I hope I will. I'm not positive yet.
She's
so
going D1, Nebraska,
not true.
all the way, gold. We're doing it.
I wish.
Nice. And so how long have you guys been playing volleyball?
I've been playing since 8th grade. The summer before 8th grade.
I started playing freshman year, so that was 3 years ago. I don't know. I just kind of started playing.
So for you, like, what sort of got you into volleyball? Was it like a friend was doing it, or like was it your own sort of natural?
You nailed it. Yes, Christina Hain and Erica Nakajima were going to a clinic at Tufts, and I remember because they were like, "Oh, we go to Thursday night Tufts clinics," and I was like, "I'll come," and they were like, "Sure," and then I didn't know how to serve, and there was this other girl who knew how to serve, and I was like, "I'm going to learn how to serve if it kills me." So that's how I got into it. Go ahead.
I started because, well, I used to play soccer, and then got into the high school, and I was talking to the coach for varsity soccer, Coach Scanlon, and he was talking about the tryout, and I was like, I honestly don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to try out. Not sure I'm going to like the team. I just don't know how I feel about it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try for volleyball because my sister was doing it. So I was like, may as well. Tried out, had a lot of fun, so worked out well.
And what's it like being on like the same team for like the whole season and stuff?
It has its ups and downs.
Mostly ups, actually.
Mostly ups, actually, yeah. Because we work well together on the court. Off the court, it can be a little different sometimes, but...
Yeah, well, off the court doesn't matter.
True.
And do you guys do any other sports together, or is it just volleyball?
Just volleyball.
Just volleyball. Unless you count skiing or swimming in
We
the
don't
summer
swim.
or the winter. I don't know, at the beach.
Do you like the competitive aspect of it, or is this something you do even just for fun between friends?
I love the competitive aspect. I'm a very competitive person. I also love the team aspect and the people, and it's fun. And it's nice to be around people, but I love competition and I don't like to lose.
I'd have to agree. The competitiveness it's what makes the play good. So, I'd rather be playing good volleyball than... Oh my, this actually sounds kind of mean. But I'd rather be playing good volleyball than with people who I may like, but who are not at the same skill level.
I can understand that in a way.
Yeah. I guess it's also a kind of thing of like even like a workplace. Like, you may love what you're doing, but at the same time you want to like work with the best people just to sort of like have your own career sort of thrive. And I guess that would also apply for like a sports career, just being on the team and stuff. And then to like maybe describe like what's it like being on the volleyball team and like sort of interacting with the players and going through the whole like what's the journey been like this season?
At the beginning, we were a little nervous as to how the team dynamic would work out, but our captains really brought us together, and at least all the seniors and all the starters are really close now. So like we really have good chemistry. Like we're always there for each other.
Yeah, definitely at the beginning of the season, we were a little unsure on how it would work and if everyone would end up getting along, and thank God we ended up actually gelling pretty well. At least most of us. There's a couple of people who were a little less so compatible, but it worked out for the better, definitely.
Nice. And then like when you were first, let's flashback to like freshman year or like 8th grade, whatever. When you first were going to join the team, what were your feelings going in?
I was excited because by then I was doing a lot of clinics with Christina and Erica did play back in the day, freshman, sophomore year, and yeah, they were really supportive, and we all made JV our freshman year, so we had a lot of fun with the older girls. That was a really good team. We were really close.
For me, I was very nervous going into my first tryout. I'd done maybe 2 clinics over the summer, didn't really know how to do much. I was scared of most of the people I was trying out with because they were all sophomores and I was a little freshman. I was kind of confused as to what we were doing, but I made JV and we had a ton of fun, and I loved it.
Nice. And maybe talk about also your coach, Coach Fleming.
Mixed feelings, I'd say. Mostly good. There's always some things you're going to be unhappy with, but really that's what makes life, right? So mostly good. He's so supportive. He really does everything he possibly can for all of his sports teams, and that's including obviously girls volleyball. And he's been really supportive. He wants the team to work out well, so he'll do everything in his power to make sure that happens.
Is he good organizationally, or is it the kind of thing where you'll be preparing for something and then last minute he'll change something big, or like you won't know what you're getting into?
Definitely not. He is very well organized and prepared. He wants to make sure we know what we're getting into. Like before a big game, he's going to prep us, let us know who their best players are, and the practices will definitely reflect how we need to work to beat a team.
Nice. I hear he's very strict with sort of his practices.
Oh,
my
gosh.
Sorry, intense, I should say.
I wasn't there for the very worst practice we had. I was there for the last 15 sprints, and that was it, but
it was really rough. Unusually, this one day, he'd been telling us, like, a couple weeks before, make sure everyone's wearing Sachem's gear to practices. And I think this one day he was just either in a mood or just wanted to make us realize that he was serious about it. And he was like, oh, for every girl who's not wearing Sachem's gear, we're running. So we did roughly 50 sprints, which was not very fun. And I don't know, he can be strict about certain things, but other things he's very relaxed about. And I think he has a good balance. It only happens, like, very rarely.
Wow. Derek, I don't know if you ever played sports before.
I haven't played in, like, actual sports because I don't want to pay the money to actually be in sports, and I'm not that good at team sports. What about you, Guru?
Me, I used to play tennis for, like, the longest time, and then also, I've been going off in terms of, like, strict but, like, amazing coaches. My old coach, Toby, when I played at, like, the indoor tennis center, Toby was, like, literally the greatest guy and the nicest person just off the court. And then you get on there, and then he just starts screaming at you, but in a good way, because he's very intense, he's very, like, persistent, and he's very, like, he's a hard worker, and he expects you to, like, work at, like, the same pace, which is a good thing, I feel like, because it built into your sort of ethic, like, your work ethic. So, like, I do appreciate that in terms of his coaching style, which I feel like may come off in, like, phlegm as well, but I feel like Toby's still one of the strictest people I've ever met, but also super nice. He also, this is random sidetrack, he has a YouTube channel where he does karaoke, and my God, he has a voice of an angel.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, Toby's just great. But yeah, that's basically, I mainly played tennis. I tried a lot of sports when I was younger. My parents, it was like a little potluck. They would be like, oh, try out baseball and soccer and, like, basketball, and then, like, so many things. I mean, did you guys play other sports when you were younger, or even now in high school?
I used to play soccer, as I said before.
Oh, yeah.
I started when I was 4 years old because she started when she was 5, and I wanted to play with her, so I was playing. I was pretty serious about it. I did clubs in 4th grade all the way up to freshman year. And also, I think when I was younger, my dad, Andy, tried to get me to play basketball. And I went to a couple Sunday or Saturday clinic practice things. Hated it. Never did it again. It was just too much for me.
You also did ballet once, didn't you?
Once. I went with a friend to a ballet class, and I thought it was fun, and Maria said no. So
Dance is hella expensive.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. For me, it's not that I don't like sports, it's just that I don't like the team aspect, because for me, I'm always afraid. Like, I don't care if I suck at something. It's like, I don't care if everyone laughs at me. It's like, oh, haha, I'm bad at, like, this or that, but I don't want to be the person who lets my team down. You know, that was always my biggest fear with team-related things.
Maybe we should just do tennis, just play single.
I like badminton, but there's not a badminton
College.
like, thing.
Join badminton club at the high school.
Dude, I'm not coming coming to school early to play badminton.
How would you, Gab?
Just soccer, as she said before, but I wasn't as serious. I played.
She wasn't as good.
Okay, calm down. Chill on that. Anyway, I played soccer as well, but less intensely, I think. And I didn't like it as much either. It was just something we all did. Everyone played soccer.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
true.
play soccer.
It's a very Winchester thing to start.
Thank God I got into
soccer.
volleyball. I actually like it.
And then you're also the captain of the frisbee team, ultimate frisbee team.
Oh, yes, I forgot about frisbee.
Ultimate's a sport, remember?
It is!
Anyway.
It is a sport, guys.
I mean, I don't doubt that it's a sport, but it is registered at the club at the school.
No, it's not.
It ultimate frisbee club.
Does it count for gym credit?
Yes.
It does? Oh,
Yeah.
I consider that a sport then.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree that it's a sport. I'm just
Why
saying
is it a club? Oh, I'm gonna talk about
Oh, so the school doesn't have
the
to give
the
them
label
money.
is club, or it was in the past few years. Maybe they changed it, but in the past few years, I've read it as club.
We're supposed to get jerseys soon. Hopefully.
Who pays for them?
Well, Mr. Reeb, so we'll get jerseys, but it's something we have to give back to
Okay.
the school every year, so it's actually being used by every team.
That
That comes
sounds
after us.
clean.
That's how every sport is, actually, I think.
sanitary.
No, but okay. Do you guys? What do you do outside of, like, obviously a team can bond a lot just over practicing together, but do you ever have, like, team dinner? Like, how do you find, like, team dinners and outside things help you?
How close is the volleyball
Yes.
team, or how does the bond kind of develop over the season?
I don't know. We really pushed. Okay, so we had team dinners every Sunday night, which actually probably wasn't the best idea because everybody would leave their homework till Sunday night. So really, you're bonding over not doing your homework. But it was really fun. It would be at like a different person's house every week, and you'd have like pasta and whatever. And then Coach Fleming came to one of our team dinners at Christina's house. That was really, really fun.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good for bonding. Because I don't know, something about the food and the company just brings you guys together. And then you're obviously talking and joking around and talking about all the latest hot gossip and whatever.
And then also maybe talk about all like other like sort of rituals, especially maybe for example the like you guys always dress up for like games and stuff.
Yes. Before games, we always have a dress up. We usually talk about it at the team dinner before or just in like the group chat that we have all together. It's just like, it's kind of a way to pump us all up, to get ready for the game, get us excited. For big games, we do bigger dress ups, or like for very like serious games, we do like blackouts, so we can all like get in like the right mindset. So it's like, it is a bonding thing because let's say we were gonna do camo, not everybody has camo, so you all like share stuff, let each other know what you have.
Also, Serve for the Cure is a big one. Everyone loves wearing pink and black. And the jerseys. Oh, they're
Jerseys
so
are
pretty.
nice.
Nice. And then oh yeah, talk about that, like to serve the cure and then
Oh,
that.
Serve for the Cure is really important. I'm not sure if you've heard Mr. Fleming's story, but he has a connection to breast cancer and all of its effects on family and friends and everything. So he's really serious about the fundraising part, and he knows, and he has us like be aware of what it can do to people. And he talked about Arson as well, the sophomore who has bone cancer, I think it is.
Yeah.
So it's something like that, but he's not doing great, so it's really important to Mr. Fleming and us as well. And so fundraising for Serve for the Cure is really important to him. And I think we raised somewhere around $3,000
Nice.
this
I
year.
think it was 3,500.
3,500. So that was a big spot for us.
I think the whole program over the 7 years, I think it was, has raised roughly $21,000 for breast cancer, like research and stuff. And I know we go to a breast cancer center is it in Winchester?
No, I think it's maybe Woburn. I don't know. We'll have
Yes,
to see.
we go to a breast cancer center and we bring a check and we give it to them. And then they kind of show us around the place, what they do, like how they do it kind of. And it's really interesting and like cool to see. And also it's nice to see where all the proceeds are going to. Like it makes it mean that much more to us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very important game, and it's awesome when a lot of people show up, and all of us take it very seriously.
And like usually when is this game? Like is it like the same date every year, around the same time every year?
Yeah, it's usually October 21st, 22nd, 23rd, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Towards the end of the season, but in there.
Okay, and it's like the team you're playing, is that just like, is that part of your regular schedule, or just like a sort of special like set aside game?
The team that we play is part of our regular schedule. Mr. Fleming chooses which day. Like usually it's gonna be on a Friday, so more people can show up, and he'll like plan it around our already planned out schedule. This year it was against Reading, and for some reason we usually end up playing Reading or like a good team, so it's a good game. So it's a lot of fun and it's very competitive.
Nice. And maybe just talk about like the general sort of like how the season's been this year, because I know you guys have had a pretty historic season and like did really well. So
yeah, this season has been really incredible. I think, as you said, historical in the history of Winchester girls volleyball. What was our record? 23-2, 23-3, maybe.
22-3.
22-3. Well, that's 22 wins and 3 losses for people who don't know the order, which I definitely didn't earlier. But that's the most wins we've ever had before. And Coach Fleming told us a story about how one of the guys volleyball players had been like, "Oh, Mr. Fleming, like you might do really well this next girls season, but I bet you'll never get 20 wins." And lo and behold, guess who got 20 wins? 22 to be exact.
That's an 88%. That's a B+.
I
It's
know.
pretty good.
Okay, calm down.
Wish we had an A, but hey.
hey, people still look
Wish
great.
we
Hey,
had
for,
a
for
100.
sports, 22 wins and 3 losses is really good.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we had such a
I
good
guess.
season.
Don't standardize everything, Derek. God.
True.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but yeah, continue. I mean, you also had like a very big win against Melrose, I know, because you guys.
Oh yes, that was huge. We have never beat them before. They are always league champs over everyone. We were co-champions this year, but we did beat them later in tournaments, so we kind of consider ourselves to be sole league champions. It's not official, but it's unofficial. And we really pulled through on that one. Our last set started out a little iffy. But we had to come back, and it was a really, really strong comeback, which was really good. We showed them.
All right, and maybe like talk about like sort of like the prep that goes into like an actual like game. I'm just like sort of like the pep talks you'll have beforehand. Like what's the attitude or the energy like during the game and then afterwards?
Well, Mr. Fleming has us get to the gym. Well, like usually the games are right after school, so we'll be in the gym kind of puttering around before that, like waiting for the other team to show up. But for tournament, he would have us in there early, just like hanging out like with each other, getting ready for the game, mentalizing things. Mentalizing. I think that's a word. No.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Mentalizing?
Mentally
Like
preparing.
Mentally
preparation for the big game. And usually Sam has a pump-up speech for us, and Christina, they both give us words of encouragement.
For people who don't know, Sam and Christina are the captains.
Yes, they are our 2 lovely captains. And Coach Fleming, of course, has words of encouragement as well. They're less... He's much more action and less talk.
Yeah, during tournament, we get a talk from the captains, and then we get a talk from Flem in a little, Mr. Fleming, in a little meeting room that we have. So we all like stand in a circle, and he talks to us about how great the season's been, and how we are prepared enough to win this next game. During regular season games, there was less of that because there's like the stakes are less high. Like we still have high stakes, but it's not lose and you're out. It's just regular season play. So usually he'll just talk to us, let us know, like as I said before, their best players, how we need to play, coming out strong, all that kind of stuff.
Well, what's the energy like on like a day of a game? Like for, at least for you guys personally?
It really depends on who we're playing. If we're playing, say, Melrose or Reading or Woburn, we're usually pretty pumped up, all excited, ready to win, ready to like crush people, you know. But if we're playing a team that's less skilled or that has a newer program that doesn't have as many students to pull from, the energy is considerably lower. Like we wouldn't want to admit it because you're always supposed to be excited no matter who you're playing. But if you're being honest, like the energy level is definitely a lot lower if it's a less intense game.
I kind of disagree. I understand that, like, Andover games and Melrose games and Reading games are all really high energy because we're, like, jittery. We are ready to hit the court. But, like, I wouldn't consider... you are a little less energized, but, like, I love games so much more than practice that I'm excited no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And then talk about, like, how you're... Like, how do you... If you guys happen to, like, lose a game, like, what's... Like, how do you guys sort of... At the team sort of cope with that and, like, what's sort of... Like, what's the aftermath like?
Oh, I'm terrible after losses. I always need the comforting. But Sam is really good about bringing people back up to energy and, like, getting ready for another game, another practice, whatever comes next. She's really good about laughing things off. She always has a smile.
There's always something on the team someone can do to make you happy after we lose. Because when we lost this past season, it was a tough loss. Like, we played our best, we tried our hardest, but we just couldn't, like, get that extra touch to keep the ball off the ground or get one last kill to make the game even. So you're always disappointed in yourself. I know at least I am when I get off the court after a loss, because I'm always thinking, I could have done this better. I could have not missed my serve that time. And I know everybody on the team definitely understands that, and people definitely individually try to make you feel better, and coming together as a team definitely does help that out, and they'll be like, okay, ready, on to the next game, like, let's get ready for that one.
Okay, and I guess on the flip side, like, how's it, like, after you've, like, won a game, I guess?
Oh, an immediate high. On the end of the second Melrose game, the tournament Melrose game, it was the last serve, and the other team in Melrose shanked the ball, and it was, like, kind of stunned for a second, and then you're right into the middle and just really excited. You want to celebrate right then. And then there's so many pictures of us, like, puddled on the floor together because we're just so excited that we finally won against them. And then afterwards, usually we'll celebrate by going out to eat or whatever and talk about things, and generally the atmosphere is, like, a really high, really energetic, like, you're excited for the next game, even though you just celebrated the last game.
It's definitely very exciting, like, winning. It always feels good to everyone. I don't know anyone who doesn't like to win. And I know me especially, I definitely love winning. And it just makes you feel good about yourself, and it makes you realize that all of this, like, all the hard practices, all the sprints have paid off. They've done their job, and so have you. You've beaten the other team. Like, you've done what you're supposed to, and now it's on to the next game, and hopefully you'll win that one too.
Would you still be able to, like, sort of enjoy the sort of atmosphere of the team and, like, I guess the season overall if, like let's say your season hadn't gone as well and maybe you, like, lost more games than you had won, but, I mean, just going off, like, what you said about, like, winning feels great and, like, the whole competitive atmosphere of it, would you still be able to, like, enjoy the sport and everything?
Yes, definitely, because, like, even if you're losing, you're still gonna put up a fight, I feel. So our team was really good about putting up a fight, which we did. So, like, you're still getting the competitive play. Obviously, I wouldn't really be able to say, like, how we would react to that, because we didn't have that bad of a season, but I imagine we'd still be happy with the play, because it'd still be competitive.
I agree with that, but also to some extent disagree. Because, yes, we'd still have the team aspect, and we'd still be happy to be around each other and practice together and play, and there is still competition. But if it was kind of like we tried but we didn't give it our all and not everybody on the court was going all out for everything, I know I myself would get very frustrated if we lost because half the team wasn't in it. Like, they just weren't mentally prepared for the game. And I know the other half, if they were very prepared for the game and half the team wasn't, like, the people who were prepared and were ready to win and were ready to play their hardest would get frustrated and a little bit annoyed to the people who didn't exactly pull their weight.
I kind of think he's more talking about, like, you know how, like, Drake gets in Div 1 and they had not a very good record, but they're still like pretty solid. So like I think our season would still be the same, just with more losses. I don't know. You just seemed like you were talking about like how the fact that the team would be different, but I don't really think the team would be different in this scenario. It would just be that other teams were a little more skillful, or like a little more focused, kind of.
I don't know. I still feel like it would be frustrating if.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
Frustrating
it
because we're
would be
both
frustrating.
we're in the same pea pod.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know a lot about Winchester sports. Is our team as a whole, like, over the years, are we very good, okay? Like, our track record, I know we did very well this year, but, like, is it consistently we do pretty good, or is it, like, a toss-up every year?
Oh,
You
no.
don't know.
We've been consistently pretty good for, like, 3 or 4 years, I'd say. Like, Christina Haynes' older sister, Victoria Haynes, her year was definitely another highlight. I think we lost in the semifinals then as well as this year. But I don't think we had as good a record for the season. But no, our program has been pretty solid throughout.
Definitely, yeah. Consistently, we've been making it into tournament, I think, almost every year.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how it was in the beginning,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Mostly every year we make it into tournament, and I think you have to win 11 games to get into tournament, right?
Roughly
Yes.
half of your
Yeah.
seasonal games.
So, on that aspect, yes, we're always at least decent enough to get into tournament. And that's a good thing because to get into tournament, it is difficult. You have to win half your games at least. So we've always been able to pull through on that point. So yes, in general, girls volleyball at the high school is good. This year was just an exceptional year. That we just played absolutely amazing.
And what's it like? I mean, first of all, who coaches boys volleyball? I'm just wondering.
Oh, Coach Fleming.
Oh, still?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think he runs both.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he does.
When does that happen? Is that
That's spring, so...
why is that?
Why is what?
Like, why is boys in the spring and then girls in the fall?
Because we both need the gym. There's not enough gym space
Well,
for
no.
all of us to practice at the same
Well, no,
time.
the thing is, fall sports and... No, that's probably right. Because, obviously... Oh, well, no, swimming girls and boys are at the same time.
No, they're not.
Oh, no,
Boys
not for
in
us.
the winter, girls in the
Oh, well... Oh, maybe no sports are at the same time besides track.
soccer.
Oh, soccer. But, like, she's right. Like, we need the gym. And,
Mhm.
because, like, a lot of sports during the spring and the fall are outside, so the gym's free. And I guess some sports are in the gym. Oh, like wrestling
Mhm.
and gymnastics, I suppose, are in the gym during the winter. So it's just, I guess, easier to do in the spring.
Okay, and do you guys like continue like playing volleyball and like clinics and stuff over the like other seasons or in summer?
Yes, absolutely. During the winter and the spring, like right after high school volleyball ends, you're going to be trying out for club teams like Pumas, Evo, Smash, teams like that. You're trying to get onto a club team so you'll be playing throughout the rest of the year.
Improving.
So you can keep improving and keep playing, keep getting touches, because every time you get a touch on the ball, you get better. So you're definitely playing club through the winter and the spring. Depends on how committed you are. Sometimes it's 3 practices a week, sometimes it's 1 a week. There's tournaments you go to, like a couple weekends long. It's we did Nervas, which were like only on Sundays, and you just play all day. During the summer, most clubs end by the end of school, and during the summer you just do clinics and stuff and camps. I know me and Gabby did a BC camp where you sleep at the BC campus in a dorm, and you play 6 hours of volleyball a day.
BC's Div 1. It's really,
Yes, it's
really
a
good
very-
volleyball.
It is. There are camps for clubs. There's Tufts clinics. There's a lot to be doing, and you can definitely tell by the beginning or by tryouts in the fall who's been doing the work, who's been putting in the effort and doing the clinics and getting better, and who really wants to continue doing the sport.
Yeah, Coach Fleming always, like, he always encourages us to, like, run and work out and get more touches on the ball, even if it's not a clinic. Like, he encourages you to, like, take a friend and just go out and find space and just pass. And he's always encouraging us to work out. Yeah, he runs marathons. Okay, Coach.
Why can't you run a marathon?
I am
You could.
currently working on my winter body, so that would not work out. I'm actually hibernating soon.
Agreed.
Nice. Carl, will you run a marathon?
Would I run a marathon? Absolutely not. I despise running. I think it is the worst. Some people enjoy
It's a
it.
good thing you got out of soccer.
Yes, it is. Some people love it. I can run 2 miles pretty slow. That's about as far as I'm going to go. I think the farthest I've gone is 5, and that was pretty horrible.
Nice. How would you say volleyball's how has it like really affected your life in terms of like, let's say like the friendships you've made, or maybe how it's like affected you and like other aspects of like I'm sure at least you being like a senior, you're like, I know you're not a captain, but you're still like one of like the so like leaders of the team. So maybe
Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah.
Co-offensive player of the year,
Shared with who?
Catherine Scully, who's also an incredible player.
Yeah, exactly. So like
She's in the middle. Oh, I'm an outside, by the way, for volleyball.
And I'm a right side.
That was a little late in the game, but that's okay.
Nice. But yeah, so how would you say volleyball has affected you guys so much, like in your life and in like all these various aspects?
Well, I definitely have a story about this. I started playing club after my freshman fall, playing volleyball at the school, and I joined Team Evolution, which is based at Athletic Evolution in Woburn, and I met my current best friend there. So we were on the same team, and we had a ton of fun. We didn't have a necessarily like good season in terms of winning and losing tournaments, kind of, but we had a lot of fun together, like as a team, and then the two of us were really, really close, and I still talk to her once in a while, but we're still really close whenever we get together and whenever I see her. Actually, I'm excited to see her soon, but yeah.
Oh, does she not?
Oh no, she lives in Arlington.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of girls from different towns try out for club, and we don't live in the same town, but luckily we live like 10 minutes away from each other, so short drive.
Being part of the Winchester Volleyball
Team.
program, yes, has definitely brought new friendships, people you can always count on. Like, even out of the season's over, I still meet people before and after class, like Izzy Bruno and Christina Hain. After B block and before B block, we're always in the hallway together just talking about stuff that's been going on, not exactly volleyball related, but just in general. And I know my freshman year, I got very close with the sophomores on my team on JV. So that would be Christina, Catherine, Erica, Isabel Payne, and that definitely carried through into the varsity season. Like, the next year when I was a sophomore, and I knew all these people, and playing with them for 3 years, you guys get very close, and you're very good friends. Like, I hang out with Isabel and Christina and Catherine in Mr. Fleming's room sometimes when we have study hall. You just come together. I still talk to all of them. And you always know that if you ever needed anything, they're always there for you. It doesn't matter if it's related to the sport or just something personal. And definitely letting them go this year is going to be a little rough, but they'll be okay, and so will we.
Well, I just want to add that Coach Fleming definitely does emphasize. He loves inter-program bonding. So he gives the seniors on varsity, all the varsity players, little groups with the freshmen and the JV, and so they have a connection to somebody in the program. You'll see them in the hallways, you'll say hi. It's always really fun. Even if we're dressed up for a game day, you're like, hey, we got a game today, you better be psyched. Things like that. So obviously that's been working a lot, because Carlina's talked about her friendships in the program.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I feel like in this year we've gotten a lot closer program-wise with everybody, the JV and the freshman team. I know last year I definitely could not name all the girls in the program, but this year, if you show me a picture of them, I could be like, oh, that's Courtney, that's Asia.
Couldn't say that for myself, but
I try a little harder. I'm nicer. I'm more approachable. True. The scary one. Mm. But definitely this year, my group, I had a girl from the JV team and a girl from the freshman team. And in your groups, he assigns you a group and say, oh, you're roughly the same position, one from freshman, one from JV, and one from varsity. And in these groups, talk, text each other, and then go out to lunch together, go get breakfast together. You only have to do it one time, he said. At least one time. And I went out to breakfast with my group, And we had a lot of fun. I loved my group. We are all like pretty good friends. Like I still talk to some of them. And then later we had dump runs, and I was stationed at the dump with my group because he kept us in those groups. And after that they were like, oh, can we just go get lunch together? I was like, yeah, may as well. Like it'll be fun. So I went with them and one other varsity player, and we actually had a lot of fun to get together. And every time I see them in the hallway, they're always like, oh, hey, Carlina, like, hi. And I'm like, oh, right, hey. Because, like, sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh, right, I know you. I got it. But they're really sweet, and they're very eager to please us. I don't know why.
They made us surprise posters one game. We didn't even know it was coming.
So cute.
Wow. It was really cute. They were like...
It was really sweet.
I think, yeah. It was really fun.
In return, we made them snack bags, and then they made us snack bags, which was really sweet.
I never got a snack bag.
I got a loaded snack bag. It was great. But
I know that you're still going to be here next year.
yes.
But do you, in general, for both of you, for the current freshmen and sophomores, do you think they're going to do a good job of upholding their legacy? Or are you a little iffy about them?
Okay, so Coach Fleming at the beginning of
Or
tryouts...
do you think, will Carlina save the team?
Doubtful.
yeah, well...
Next season is anything like that fifth set in Melrose, you know we're going to lose every game.
Thank you for losing those first 8 points, old man.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Very
getting them all
helpful.
back.
Anyway, yeah,
I think the program will continue to do well. It honestly depends on if they feel the need and if they want to keep playing and if they put in the effort and the work, like every few days to play club and do other camps and stuff to get better and keep this program like to the height that it is right now and like the skill level. I definitely see 3 or 4 players who I know if they keep working on it, they're going to be great players, and I can't wait to see how they are when they're seniors or even juniors. I am very excited. I think they're going to do great.
oh no, I was just going to say that at the beginning of the season, I remember Coach Fleming saying, like, after varsity was formed, he was like, wow, like, our freshmen in JV are pretty talented, like, you guys may be good, but I'm sure we have good stuff coming up, too, and I was like, we'll see about that.
No,
so I hope they
true.
work at it.
It's
I don't know, I don't
definitely
want the program to fail, I just want us to be the best.
Yeah,
I do
specifically.
understand that.
But I know our freshman team this year was definitely better than it's usually been. We had a couple girls who could serve very well and some
was really
passers
helpful.
as well, which is very good, especially at the freshman level. I know on JV, I think only 2 of the starters were actual sophomores and the rest of them were freshmen, which is incredible because usually the freshmen, they spend the first few games like on the bench or like playing a little bit in the third set and like getting better and working on their skills, but usually the sophomores are a year ahead of them and are like able to keep those starting positions.
They've also been playing longer. No,
Yeah.
their record was also pretty high like ours. It was like 22-2, I think. Maybe.
No, they had 20-2 because we
20
played 2 more
and 2.
games. Yeah.
Right.
So they did very well as well. So I think this program has a lot of good stuff coming for it.
Are you a captain next year?
We have not found out captains. I do not know.
In within the next few weeks, I
Oh.
think.
Mr. Fleming will send out an email telling all of us to meet in his office and
Or
then
he
after
has.
school.
He has
Well,
before. Or
yeah.
did he tell you officially that would happen?
No.
Oh, well, generally
usually
this is
what
what happens every year.
And then we go and he announces captains. People vote for captains and their one-on-one sessions with him after the season's over.
That's not always the, like,
Yeah.
end all be all, though. He also has a say of what he's thinking
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
Wow. That's a lot more involved than other teams.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Well, sometimes
Swimming is very involved. They have to do speeches.
oh,
That's
If
weird.
If they wanted to be
Oh, really?
captain, they have to make a speech on why they should be captain, and then everybody
For-
votes.
Well, there's a lot of people who swim.
That would be terrifying.
for like cross country, it's like the. Well, I only did cross country for 1 year. That was last year. But I can still say. So last year, after we got back from the league meet, while everyone was like in the locker rooms changing, we're like changing and like giving back our like our jerseys and stuff, and then also Cantillan and Coach Cantillan and Coach Healy, they were giving us like the ballots and being like, oh, pick all your captains and everything, like right then and there. And then
Yikes.
it was announced. It was announced at the banquet actually, and then same for I was on the tennis team freshman year, and I mean I still played tennis after that. I just didn't do the team because I just didn't like how the team was sort of like run. But also then they kind of did something similar where like they just announced the new captains at the banquet. But like I like how Flem does it. That's a lot better actually.
Well, Coach Fleming, Mr. Fleming used to announce them at banquet, but I think things maybe got a little political, or parents got unhappy, or players got unhappy, so now he does it a little more secretively.
Not secretively. Also, the whole privately. Revealing it at banquet, it stresses everybody out and it makes banquet more about the new captains instead of letting go the seniors who've worked so hard and who've put in so much into this program. So our banquet is mostly based around the seniors and how they're moving on and congratulating them and like giving out awards. And I feel like if you put in captains at the end, like, oh, hey, these are the captains, that's what people are going to be focusing on. They're going to be waiting to get through senior speeches, waiting to get through awards. They just want the seniors out of there. They want to know who captains are.
It's like a mix of an end and a beginning instead of closing off the season and then
beginning a new season. And I like that. And also for the choosing captains, you said you had a ballot. He has you verbally tell him. So they'll be like, so who do you think should be a captain? And then he asks you to explain why, like what qualities they have that make them a captain. And I feel like that's a little bit better because you can understand everyone's viewpoint on those people instead of just writing a ballot where you could, oh, hey, my friend wants to be captain, I'm going to put her down. Because, like, maybe she wouldn't be the best captain. Maybe she's just not cut out for that type of leadership. And I think it is better the way he does it because he makes sure that we understand that this choice isn't just, oh, hey, they want to do it so they can put on their college apps type thing. Like, you have to want this person as a captain and know exactly how they're going to be helping your team in the future and hopefully helping you guys win.
Do you want to be captain?
I would like to be captain.
Pros and cons, right?
Definitely pros and cons. But I think it would be a good experience to be a captain in most lights. Sometimes it looks very stressful and difficult, and I don't know if I'd be able to handle some things. But I don't know. Gabs, did you want to be captain?
Well, how are Christina and Sam as captains, in your opinion?
They're very good.
They're very good. They also balance each other out mostly, I think. Because Sam really brings the energy and Christina brings, like, the reasonability. Not that Sam's not reasonable. She just definitely brings more of the energy.
Sam is more of a talker and Christina's more of a doer. These aren't, like, bad things, but I think they coincide pretty well. Because Sam will be like, okay, like, on the court, let's go, pep talks and everything. Christina's more of the gear. What do we want? Orders it. And they definitely cross over and mesh together. And, like, sometimes Sam does gear stuff. Sometimes Christina does pep talks and stuff. But I think together they make a very good balance. And sometimes things can get a little bit rocky and they overstep boundaries sometimes. But, I mean, altogether, they were very good together. They definitely worked together. There was not too much tension. I think it was
the team
good
helps to flatten out the wrinkles as well. Because we all have a voice. We can always be like, oh, you guys both have good ideas. Honestly, we should just mix it together and make purple.
Okay.
Calm down.
Purple.
Red and blue.
I know, but we're working off the assumption that it's red and blue.
What?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Have
It
you
just
never
it
mixed
seemed
paint
weird.
as a child?
No, but
No,
like okay,
it seemed weird because it
sorry.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you just said purple, but I didn't know I didn't know you were already referring to red and
purple
blue.
here. Purple's beautiful.
No, I agree. I like purple too. Derek, do you like purple?
No.
My microphone is purple.
That's true, actually. That's a dumb question. I hope you like purple, though, on the
Me
inside.
and Gru are blue and red, so.
I'm pretty sure I like purple. I think some of my veins look purple, so that counts, right?
I'm green.
Okay, then.
Thanks.
And then, would you... I guess, well, I know we talked about this at the beginning of the episode, but, like, I'll come back to it again. Would you consider playing volleyball in college? Either of you?
I would. I'm not trying to go to college for volleyball. I think I did consider that at one point, but now I've mellowed out a little bit, so to speak. So I'm definitely going for academics primarily. Not really sure what I'm going to do yet, but definitely looking at academics before volleyball. But if I go to a school that's a little lower on the scale, I can't measure up to those California, Texas girls.
Yes.
But yeah, they're incredible. But if I go to a school with a D2 or D3 team, I could always come in as a walk-on and try out. And I definitely would enjoy that. We'll see how it goes.
I would like to play in college. I think that would be a lot of fun, and if I get recruited to play in college, that would be even better. That would be a lot of fun. But I don't think I'm going to go to a school just for volleyball. Definitely think of the academics of it, what I want to do later. I don't know what I want to do. But I think at this point in time, I have more time definitely for colleges to look at me and see if they want me as a player. I know for you, Gabby, it's a little bit late.
Oh, okay.
Washed up. But I would definitely consider playing in college, and if I don't get recruited to any schools that I would like to go to, and I'm going to like a Div 2 volleyball school or a Div 3, I would probably walk on and try out for the fun of it, because I do enjoy the sport a lot. I do love it, and it does help out like with bringing people together and making new friends, which is always good in college because you probably won't know many people. So I would definitely love to play in college, but I don't know how it's going to work out.
What are you looking forward to just next year in general for the season?
I think I'm looking forward to a new team dynamic, because we have 7 seniors leaving. We have 7 leaving seniors, so that's...
And how many
roughly,
starters? That's like 5 starters leaving?
Yes.
6?
So we're going to have a very new team dynamic next year, so I'm kind of excited for that, kind of scared because I don't know how it's going to work out. But that leaves room for roughly 6 or 7 new players. Not new players, but like new people to come into the team to change how everything's working. Kind of like everything's working really well with this team, and everything worked really well with last year's team. And every year it changes. Every year different people are added, different personalities, different outlooks on what we should be doing. And I'm just kind of excited to see how it all works out, how we come together, if we come together, which I really hope we do. And how the season's going to turn out. Hopefully it'll be fun. I don't know. I'm excited.
And then are there cuts to the volleyball team, or like for tryouts and stuff, or
Cuts?
Oh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Okay.
it is. Oh, it is.
It's
awful
awful.
to see them. Cause you all try out, right? And you kind of have an idea of who's on the upper end and who's on the lower end and who might be in the middle. And then you kind of know who's going to be on the chopping block. Cause like there are no juniors on junior varsity. Even though it has it in the name, but there are no juniors on junior varsity. So all the juniors who don't make varsity are cut. So,
Which is scary.
it's terrifying. I've gone through 2-3 years of seeing girls cut from varsity, and it's every time they come out crying, and it's awful. And I hear Coach Fleming say it's the worst part of being a cut sport coach. It's just the worst part, besides saying goodbye to the scenes at the end, of course.
yeah.
Definitely.
Bye.
And also during tryouts, you have to look at who else is playing your position. Because you can't have a team made out of 8 outsides and... made out of 8 outsides. Like, you're going to want to choose your top 4 or, like, your top 3 or something. So you also want to look at who else is competing for your position and who's the number 1 who's definitely making the team, who's roughly number 2, and where you fit into the, like, skill levels. And it is sad to see people leave afterwards, like, really upset, because they've put in the work. They've usually put in the work and have tried really hard and have been in the program for at least 2 years. And I know it sucks. It does, but it has to happen. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Other teams that are like, they probably could use the cuts, but they don't. Like the tennis team doesn't have any cuts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know?
They don't have any
Oh,
cuts.
I remember my freshman year, they didn't cut any of the freshmen, so there's like 25 freshmen on the
Yeah.
volleyball team. And if you don't know volleyball, there's 6 people on a court.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
roughly
no.
4
Yeah, no-
strings of players for a freshman
No,
team.
but for like tennis, it's like I forget exact how many matches there were, but like I think there were 3 singles and then like 2 doubles. So that's just 3, 4, 4. But 3, 4. That's 11 people playing. It's like 11 people playing. Wait, yes, I can count. It's 11 people playing, but then you have like at least 20 plus, maybe more kids on the team, and then so many people are benched, and then they'll have like the JV matches, which is just like just like the next round, but it doesn't count for anything. So it's just like, a lot of people are just wasting their time.
Yeah.
With like that type of thing. I guess one last thing we could like touch on with just like, I guess for you guys, maybe like highlights, just like player highlights. Like I don't know, when you're like in a game and you just have like this really nice moment, like for either of you.
Oh, definitely.
Wait, can I say one thing before you go? Just one thing.
Yeah,
Just one thing.
go.
I know. Just during our tournament games, every time Coach Fleming says, during he pulls, or he doesn't even pull aside the seniors, he just says to the team, like, look around you and enjoy the crowd, enjoy playing, enjoy being on the court, enjoy the smells, the tears, the sweat, like whatever is happening, just stop for a minute and enjoy it. So go ahead, I just wanted to share that.
No, definitely, that does hit you during tournament games, because every time you get on that court, you look to everybody around you and you're like, this could be the last time that we're playing together. And it is scary on that court when you realize, oh no, this might be the last game. This might be the last time I'm playing with these people. And definitely in that Bishop Fenwick game, I looked around and I looked at Catherine, I looked at Gabbis, I looked at Sam, Christina, Izzy.
I'm Gabbis.
That's
Sorry.
Gabbis, my sister, Gabriella.
50 minutes in, thank you.
Sorry.
Well, it only showed up 50 minutes in.
And inside my head, I was like, this is the last time I'm playing with them, because they're all seniors and they're all going to be gone next year. So it's kind of scary and it's sad, but also it's also a good thing. Like, I'm glad I got to play with them. But anyway, highlights. One of my favorite times was...
I can think of two. Don't take mine.
No, mine is definitely not about you. We were playing Andover, and this one outside hitter... she's an amazing player. She's very good. In like the fourth set, I think we just couldn't get a block up on her or something. But in the first 3 sets, I was consistently stuffing her. Stuffing is when you block them and the hit like drops on their side and no one picks it up. So it's like an immediate point for you. And she got very frustrated. I was so excited because I'm not a very good blocker. I've gotten better. But before that point, I had been like jumping up and hoping, hey, maybe my hands are going to touch it. Maybe I'll get a block. I don't know. But in this game, I was consistently blocking. Like, I was able to look at her, see her approach, and know that's where she's hitting. And at one point, she got so frustrated that I stuffed her for like the 10th time or something. And she looked through the net after the point and said something really rude.
Please say it. Please say it.
Can I?
Sure.
She was like, you bitch. And I was like, okay, well... whatever.
Sorry,
and I'm
better than you are.
And it's a very competitive sport, and I love the competitiveness. Like, if you stare down someone across the net, that's one of my favorite times.
Yellow
and
card.
She's one of those people who you can look across the net and be like, I want you to mess up. Like, I'm coming for you. And I kind of liked the fact that she saw me as competition, kind of. I was definitely one of my highlights. I don't know. Gavis was pretty upset about it. She was very mad. But I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was like a kind of a show of that I'm kind of at her level, like good competition.
I have 3 specific highlights that I want to touch on.
I definitely know one of them.
One of them was during our awesome Woburn game, and they are very competitive. They were on the higher end this year. But we beat them in 4 sets the first time and
3 sets the first time, 4 sets.
3 sets the first time and 4 sets the second, or maybe 4 sets both times. Yeah, 4 sets both times. But there was definitely one highlight in our first game against Woburn. It was at home. And I remember it was a perfect pass and a perfect set, and I swung. It was a really good hit as well. And this girl, really good at defense, picked it up. But she passed the ball a little too... We call it almost an overpass, where she passed the ball. And it was a nice pass, but it just went a little too far. Like, and it was directly above the net, so you're not sure which side it's going to fall on. So it's kind of no man's land. And my coaches just tell me, just go up and swing. Just go up and swing. So I just took an approach at the overpass and just smashed it down, and it hit this girl right in the face. And she fell over, and the girl next to her fell over, and we were screaming, and it's great, and that was definitely a highlight.
It was amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah, Izzy Bruno got very excited. It was awesome. And then the other 2 highlights I can think of are both in the same game, I'm pretty sure. One was serving 11 to get us the win against Melrose in the 5th set.
Serving 11 points.
Serving 11 points in a row, yeah. that's really hard for those of you who don't really know what serving in volleyball means, but it's hard to get, like, 2 most of the time because the other team fights back. But I served 11 back, and we maintained the serve, which was amazing, and we won 15-12. That was awesome. But another highlight in that game was Coach Fleming got a yellow card for excessive celebrating. So that's my third highlight.
Wait,
even though it's not about me.
What was he doing?
He was just screaming and cheering and like, or maybe he
sure
was yelling a little
I'm pretty
bit.
sure he was yelling at the down ref.
Oh, he could have been, but I
He
think
was yelling at the down ref
But
too
somebody
much,
said
so-
excessive celebrating, so that in my mind that's
Yeah,
what it
it
is. But yeah, I remember after the Melrose game, I was like, I don't know. I know all my teammates can tell, but I was like sobbing and choking, like crying because we.
Good crying.
It was
though.
it was an incredible win.
How do you guys get cards? In volleyball, like, have you guys either of you gotten cards?
She's got a card. She got a yellow card her junior year.
My junior year, we were playing Wilmington, and in my defense, the ref was Mormon, so they are not allowed to swear. For those of you who are not familiar with Mormon values. Anyway, Larissa anomaly. Anyway, I missed a hit. I think I hit it into the net or something, or I was blocked, and I just yelled, "Ah, shit!" And yeah, so that happened, and then they just quietly hold up the yellow card, and most people don't even notice. And then I came out at that point because I think me and Izzy were switching my junior year for playing time, and I come off, and Flem goes, "What was that yellow card for?" And I was like, "I don't know. I have no idea." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I just ran to the back and got water. I was like, "Need a drink." Not like that, but I need a drink of water.
Yeah.
To wash the filth from your mouth, of course.
Yes, that, yeah.
I have never gotten a card before. I probably should have
yeah,
at
she's
least
really
a couple
close.
times this year.
Next year it's coming for you.
I don't know. I'll be a little bit more calm. But when other teams do very well, I get very frustrated and mad.
It's more like when they're doing well and you're
I'm not doing well.
responding well.
Yes. And I get very frustrated. And I get in a mood. I say I am in a mood, and
yes. We're all
I make my
familiar with
setter
that.
set me because I am ready to take it out on other people. And
Namely, the other side,
Yes.
hopefully.
And I do a lot of staring through the net, glaring at people, cheering in people's faces, like the usual. And refs gossip. So later in the season,
They do.
every time Sam and Christina would go up to the refs to choose who was going to have serve, they'd do the coin toss. They'd come up to me and Gavis, because we always passed together, and be like, "Okay, no staring through the net, none of this, because you're going to get a yellow card. Like, he's already told me." I'm like, "Great, okay." So at the beginning of the season, I was a little bit more intense, and then towards the end, I was like, "Okay, just got to calm down, not do that, the usual."
Has anyone on the team gotten multiple cards? I mean, aside from her, I mean, like...
Oh, I think no. I remember Julia Ross did.
Did she actually?
Yeah, she was frustrated. I think she missed a hit as well. It went into the net. But I remember the ball was trailing back towards her, and they were in the middle cheering because you always come together as a team in the middle after a point's done. And then she was very frustrated with herself, so she kicked the ball back over onto the other side, like a full on like she was like trying to shoot for FIFA or something, and she just bombed it into the other side. And she got a yellow card for that because you're not supposed to use excessive force. I don't know. I'm not sure what the official words are, but you're not supposed to.
Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Wow.
Okay, and 1 second. Okay. Sorry to go back, but one last highlight, something that I just remembered. In the Melrose game, I didn't play very well the 5th set, but I think it was 4th set, and I got a right side set, and I crushed it line. Libero was not there. She dove for it, missed it, landed in the back corner, and everyone just stood up and was cheering, and it was amazing. It was really great. It just makes you feel really good and pump yourself up.
Also, for those who have never been to a Winchester girls tournament volleyball game, our brother team, the boys volleyball team, the ones who are left on the team, I mean, alumni come to watch us as well, but the current team members like to dress up in a theme and come to our games, and when they cheer, everyone notices because they have all these fun cheers. Like, I couldn't even tell you. They just mumble them and scream them. So they're really exciting to have to cheer for us.
It's definitely a lot of fun. Yeah, it pumps us up, gets us excited.
Yep.
Do you do the same for them? Or
No.
Some of us.
I mean, I definitely went to almost all their games last year. I know me, Elizabeth, Luna, Christina, and Kat, and sometimes Catherine went to almost all their games last year, which was a lot of fun. Or at least all their home games. I never went to an away game. Wasn't about to put in that much effort. So we never dressed up and did anything that big. And their tournament game, I do remember going, and I remember telling my club coach, I can't come to practice on Friday. Our boys' team has a tournament game, and she gets very unhappy when we, as girls, skip our practice to go watch guys play sports, because she's like, they will not show you the same respect. They skip their practices to come to your games? Then she's like, no, I don't think they do. So, and I was like, actually, this time, they come to just about every single one of our games. They came to our tournament game, and they definitely helped us out. Like, they were really excited. And she was like, okay, if that's what you think. And I was like, it is, because they, as sport teams, I feel like our girls and boys team is definitely a lot closer than most girls and boys teams are.
Well, we've also been closer than in the past years as well.
Yes, definitely. This year, we're definitely very
And
close.
that's partially due to few girls on our team and a few guys on their team.
We're all friends
Dating.
anyway. We're all friends. So, like, we're definitely closer, and I think this year I'm definitely going to go to a bunch more of their games. I know people are going to join me, Elizabeth, Luna, Catherine. Gabby won't be there, because she does Ultimate Frisbee Club.
Ultimate Frisbee Tryout.
Club.
It's okay.
It's a club.
It's fun. It's not a club.
But I'm just really, I really like the fact that they actually go to our stuff. It's a good sign.
Nice.
Also, all of Flem's little
Mr.
children get along. All of Mr. Fleming's little children get along.
Nice. Derek, you have anything else to...
no, Guru, you keep stealing my questions.
I'm like that. What about you guys? Do you have any last words about just the team or the sport and whatnot? Or
Just that we had a really good season, and that I'm always going to be grateful for it. Because it really does go by fast.
It does, definitely. Like,
Tryouts were like yesterday.
I mean, I know I still have a year, but how fast the season goes by always amazes me. Like, the first week that you have games, you're like, oh my god, we have so many games left. Like, this is going to be such a long season. I'm so excited. And then banquet was Sunday, and I was like, wow, that season went by real fast. I feel like the fall season is the fastest season to go by. I feel like it might change if I did a sport for all the seasons. But
Not for seniors. It's not. Nope.
anyway, but like, it definitely goes by fast, and you should definitely cherish your time on these teams and spending time together, because I definitely am sad to see this season end.
But happy.
Yes,
Because
definitely
the next
happy,
one's
because
coming.
we played awesome.
True. That too.
nice. Well, Carl and Gab, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks
Of
for
course.
having us,
Thank you
Gru
for
and
having
Derek.
us.
Yeah, this was
You're
a
welcome.
great episode. Yeah.
It was.
What were you saying? Okay, then. Well, this has been another episode of The Passion Project. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. And hopefully you enjoy this episode during your Thanksgiving long weekend. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.